solving IIT JAM question number 21 for the year 2024. Right, so we are at question number 21. This is a question of solo. And here we've been given a production function, yt is equal to at kt to the power alpha, ht to the power beta, and lt to the power 1 minus alpha minus beta. All right, where T is output, A is technology, K is capital, H is human capital, L is labor. Alpha is 1 by 5 and beta is equal to 2 by 5. Then we have the rate of growth of output, which is YT, capital 5, H is 5, L is 10, and we have to find the rate of growth of technology. So we have to use the concept of the solo residual. Right, so let's use the concept of solo residuals to solve. So to do this, we are first going to take logs and differentiate. So this will make it log yt is equal to log at plus alpha log kt plus beta log ht plus 1 minus alpha minus beta log lt. Okay, and then we differentiate with respect to time. So I'll get dy by dt will be equal to, 1 by y dy by dt will be equal to 1 by a dA by dt plus alpha 1 by k dk by dt. Then this is going to be plus 1 by, plus beta 1 by h dht by dt plus 1 minus alpha minus beta 1 by L dL by dt. And now all we have to do is put in the required numbers. So let's do that. I'm going to do it here. So 1 by y dy by dt is the rate of growth of y. The rate of growth of y is given as 10%. So let's put this as 10. 10 is equal to 1 by a dA by dt is a dot by a. This is the rate of growth of technology, and this is what we have to calculate. This is going to be equal to alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is 1 by 5. 1 by k dk by dt is the rate of growth of capital, which is 5%. Then beta is given as 2 by 5. 1 by h by dt is the rate of growth of human capital, which is also 5. And then 1 minus alpha minus beta, which is going to be equal to this is going to come in the numerator. 1 minus alpha minus beta. So this is going to be 1 minus alpha minus beta. So this is going to be 1 minus 1 by 5 minus 2 by 5. So 1 minus 3 by 5. So another 2 by 5 here. And dL by dt, which is the rate of growth of labor, which is also 10%. So now we are going to get the solo residual. So this is going to be 10 is equal to a dot by a plus 1 plus 2 plus this is going to be equal to 2 into 2 is 4. So this is going to be a dot by a is going to be equal to 10 minus 1 minus 2 minus 4. So 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. So 10 minus 7, which is equal to 3. So this is going to be equal to 3%. The answer is B, 3%.
IIT JAM 2024 question number 22. Consider an economy where technology is characterized by the production function y is equal to 50 into k to the power 0.4 L to the power 0.6. Assuming perfect competition in the product market and in the factor markets, the share of total income paid to labor is what? So k to the power 0.4 L to the power 0.6. This is a classic Cobb-Douglas. And the share for labor and for capital is in this ratio itself. That is how a Cobb-Douglas behaves. Okay. So if I were to explain this in a step-by-step fashion, please take a look at the production function. The exponents 0.4 and 0.6 represent the contribution of capital and labor respectively to the production function. Okay. So the share of income to labor in perfect competition, each factor is paid according to its contribution in the production function. That's also called the marginal product for each unit. Okay. And the share of income is equal to the factor's exponent in this kind of a production function, which is a Cobb-Douglas one. Here, the exponent of labor is 0.6. That means 60% of the total income will go to labor. And hence, the answer is 0.6. Okay. So 60% represented by 0.6, and that's answer D. JAM 2024, question number 23. In a two-player game, player 1 can choose either U or D as strategies. Player 2 can choose either left or right. Let C be a real number such that C is between 0 and 1. What is the payoff matrix? This is the payoff matrix. We need to find out the number of pure strategy Nash equilibria in this game. So let's take player 1, player 2. Player 1 plays U. Player 2 gets a output of 0 or minus C. Which is better? Obviously, 0 is better than a negative number. So player 1 plays U, player 2 should play L instead of right. Player 2 plays L, player 1 should play U because minus C is less than 0. So UL is definitely a Nash equilibria. Okay. 0, 0 is a Nash equilibrium. Now let's go into D. Player 1 plays down, minus C, 1 minus C. Okay. Player 1 plays down. 0 is obviously less than 1 minus C because C is between 0 and 1. So 1 minus C has to be positive. So 1 minus C is greater than 0. So player 1 plays D, player 2 should play R. Player 2 plays R, player 1 should play D, because again 1 minus C is greater than 0. So 1 minus C, 1 minus C is also one of the Nash equilibrium. So 0, 0 and 1 minus C, 1 minus C, these two are the Nash equilibria. So there are two Nash equilibrium. So UL giving an output of, giving a payoff of 0, 0, and DR giving a payoff of 1 minus C, 1 minus C. Answer is 2. IIT JAM 2024, question number 24. The Rangarajan panel on 4th June 1993 submitted recommendations related to balance of payments. Which one of the following was not a part of the panel's recommendations? Okay. So the Rangarajan panel was firstly constituted to address the issues regarding balance of payments. There was a crisis in India in the early 1990s. Okay. That is the time when the panel was first made. The panel made several important recommendations to improve the BOP situation and avoid such, crisis in the future. Okay. So the key recommendations of the panel is efforts should be made to replace debt flows with equity flows. The panel suggested reducing the reliance on external debt and encouraging equity based investment in the country, like FDI, in order to stabilize the BOP. That's first. Second, the minimum targets for foreign reserves was also set. The panel emphasized that the need for maintaining foreign reserves sufficient to cover at least 3 months worth of import. उतना रिजर्व को रखें जितना एटलीस्ट 3 महीने का इंपोर्ट का बिल को कवर कर सके. Okay. Third, no sovereign guarantees to private sector borrowing. The panel recommended that the government should avoid giving sovereign guarantees for private sector borrowings to limit contingent liabilities or on the public exchequer. Okay. Why is option B incorrect? Option B is incorrect because 1:4 ratio of debt linked to equity was not a part of the Rangarajan panel's recommendation. While the panel focused on encouraging equity over debt, there was no specific recommendation about the limit of the debt to equity ratio of 1:4. Okay. So I'll post the key recommendations of the panel. Let me put it on the whiteboard here. It'll be nice to put it in a bullet format. So these were the key recommendations of the panel. Okay. So that was the first one. This is the second one. And this is the third one. Okay. So here, if you take a look at the options, option B is the correct answer. This is not a recommendation of the Rangarajan panel. JAM 2024, question number 25. According to the State Inequality in India report from the Institute for Competitiveness, released on 18th May 2022, which of the following statement is correct? Again, an Indian economy question. So we'll take a look at all the options together. So let's evaluate the options. Let's take a look at option A. In India, the percentage of anemic children under 5 years of age has decreased from 67.1% in 2015-16 to 58.6% in 2019-21. This is incorrect. Okay. According to the National Family Health Survey, the prevalence of anemia among children under 5 has in fact increased. Okay, it rose from 58.6 in 2015-16 to 67.1 in 2019-21. Let's take a look at option B. The female labor force participation rate in India has increased from 49.8% in 17-18 to 53.5% in 2019-20. The female labor force participation rate in India is relatively low and has not shown such a significant increase. In fact, from this report, okay, from the report, we know that the female labor force participation is very low and there is no major increase. Okay. Right. So, ठीक है. Using the data from the periodic labor force survey, that's PLFS, 1920, the report shows that individuals with monthly salary of 25,000 are among the top 10%. According to the State of Inequality in India report, individual earning 25,000 or more per month are indeed among the top 10% wage earners in India. This aligns with the income distribution that the data is presenting in the report. So option C is correct. Option D, by the end of 2019-20, 95% of all schools in India have functional toilet for girls. Although there has been significant improvements in the access of toilets in schools, the percentage is not 95%. Okay. The figure is not fully aligned with the data that is there in the report. So most of these options you can actually delete by looking at it. You don't exactly have to know, but see, 95% of toilet access is too high, right? India has a long way to go in female girl toilet access. Okay, it can't be as high as 95%. Total female force participation 53.5%, 49.8. That's insane. That's impossible. Okay. Even the percentage of anemic children, that has increased. It's not decreased. Only option C makes logical sense, and logically you can mark C, which is apparently the correct answer as well. Okay.